Milwaukee's Police Chief Jeffrey Norman writing an impassioned letter to the community, pleading for help to curb crimes done by teens and other young people.
Chief Norman joins us now to talk about that letter and what he wants to see done.
It's a pretty straightforward letter, Chief, and it's not that controversial. It's not anything you haven't said before. But why now? Why this form? Why this letter? You said things are keeping you up at night.
Well, when we see our young ones involved in these type of behaviors, it has to be concerning. And I don't want anyone to be desensitized. I think this is just a everyday occurrence or just another day. Let's be frustrated. Let's be concerned. But most importantly, let's be engaged. And so when we see situations where we have young ones utilizing firearms in such a reckless and wanton manner, we should be concerned. That security officer did not deserve that particular type of response in regards to stopping someone breaking into a car, nor does a police officer, nor does any citizen in our community deserves this particular type of response of intervening bad behavior.
When we say let's, that's so broad. Who are you talking to? Who is this letter directed to?
Anyone who operates within the city of Milwaukee, whether you work, live, or play.
But it's been dangerous. We've seen people try to interrupt carjackings and they've lost their life.
But that's not what I'm saying in this letter. I'm not saying that that's the action you need to take, but there is other things that you can do, whether it's, okay, monetary donation to the Milwaukee Boys and Girls Club of Greater Milwaukee Driver's License Fund, or mentoring in Camp Rise, or working with Safe and Sound. So engaging does not mean to put on a badge and a gun and go out and patrol. But it says that this is something to be a team effort.
And that's where I want to go further with. I mean, I've had the opportunity to volunteer at MPS and to coach kids at Boys and Girls Clubs. For me, it's personally rewarding. I don't know if it made any change, but if you're just asking people, what's the bare minimum you would want them to do? I mean, you can affect a young person's life in a positive way. I don't know, in these cases, of these kids, do you worry it's too late for this group of young people that you talked about this week?
As long as you have a heartbeat, there's a chance.
Okay.
And there is no need to think that this is going to be an effect or something that the kids really are asking for mentorship. The Beta Philanthropies had talked about in regards to what kids were asking for from us as adults. They said they want mentors. They don't need doctors in office. They need someone who cares about their lives.
So what are the kids? So we heard these suspects, 12 years old, 14 years old. When they are arrested, what are they saying?
So one of the things that's always a challenge is that they think that this is okay, or that they don't care, or that no one cares about them. And so we are continuously trying to get more intelligence on that, because it is true. We need to know what is going on in their minds. I was asked, I was like, what are you doing in their minds? I don't even know what's going on in my own kids' minds.
Right.
But there is still people in their lives, people who know about these kids. Parents, are you checking the bedrooms? Are you looking at who their peers are? Because these kids are carrying guns. They're in your homes.
Do you think it's reached a point where some parents are afraid of their kids?
I hope not. I don't know if that's one of the more concerns out there, but I will say that there are resources. Office of Community Wellness and Safety talks about there is support for parents out there. There are things out there for you to be able to work with or have them to help out in regards to your challenges.
Even so much as saying, hey, calling the cops, saying, there's been a problem in my neighborhood, and stay on the cops. You want people to stay on you to say, hey, we've been calling you about X location or Y location.
We understand our responsibility. There's so many different platforms, whether you want to use, tips program or anonymous. There's ways to be able to connect with us.
This is not the first time that you've put out this plea. You've done it in news conferences with the mayor. You've done it now. You've done it in the letter. Have you felt pushback? Have you felt people saying, wait, are you questioning my parenting? Are you questioning what kind of role model I am? And does that concern you if it does?
I'm doing my due diligence as a leader, understanding what the data is showing me, understanding that we see these things. One of the orders that you need to tell people more about this. I'm going to continue to use this platform to continue to have awareness to our challenges. So there's going to be some type of angst out there, but that's not my responsibility to worry about that pushback. My pushback is how are we doing everything that we can for our young ones in our community.
When do we need to change and be more direct in the messaging? Because we say parents need to do this, and so many of our city's children are in single-parent homes.
Yes.
They're being raised by their grandparents.
Yes.
So that message of parents need to, it's not reaching this
But
group.
is that anything new? I don't believe that, grandparents being involved in kids' lives or having a single parent, we
But
cannot allow that. Raising, yes.
them is more
I don't
prevalent.
think that's anything new.
Okay, what about mental health?
Mental health absolutely needs to be addressed. Again, that's another angle of what we can do. So when we talk about, well, I don't want to intervene, I'm not asking for you to do that, but helping out with mental health.
But does the Milwaukee Police Department have a relationship with mental health professionals? So when this 12-year-old comes in and they're angry and they're telling you, I don't care, is there a mental health answer for that? Or is it just juvenile system and that's how we deal with it?
Yes, we do. We do trauma referrals. We do work with a number of community groups, but there's always more that we can do. And so, yes, there is resources out there, and that we do referrals, because it is important we're in the front lines. We see these things, and sometimes we have to make sure that we are making awareness even more elevated, amplifying that particular concern.
We're always open to new ideas.
Absolutely.
Surely you're talking to other chiefs. You're talking to other departments. What has worked since you've made this plea? Because again, this isn't new. Right. You've gone in front of cameras many times and said, look, this is a problem for all of us. And I want to push on something you said in the city of Milwaukee. This goes beyond the city of Milwaukee.
Yes.
These crimes are spilling out into suburbs and to rural areas. So if people think this is confined and this is a Milwaukee problem, that's part of the naivete of this.
So I will say this. I am seeing more parents stepping up into the realm of how do we help our children out in regards to, sometimes I have parents turn their own kids in regards to some of the behaviors. And it is an accountability aspect that parents are saying, you know what, I don't want to see my child out there having these particular type of issues in our community. And so there is some receptivity, but we still need more. And so when we have these discussions, you can never talk too much about this. Mm-hmm. You can always communicate and say, hey, we are extending the hand, but also open to, yes, we're not perfect. We need to know, can we do better? What can we do differently?
Milwaukee Public Schools right now under pressure to return resource officers to the schools. Mm-hmm. What is your position on that?
We're ready for whatever the outcome is. I know that there is a lot of work within the board, but we've always been at the table doing discussions. But we can't force ourselves upon the schools. You got to ask us in.
We have 30 seconds. This is a letter that raises genuine concerns, and again, no one faults you for writing it. End this interview with a reason for optimism. Show me that something's working. Tell me something is working.
I was at Mentor Milwaukee, and there was a facilitating with a number of kids from our community. The insight, the work that they're doing was impressive. And be able to amplify that, to support that, there are so many more kids out there. There's a lot of great going on in our community. We have a lot of things to be proud of about our city, but it doesn't take away that we still got concerns that need to be addressed, and we need to be honest about it and do something about it.
That group again, Mentor Milwaukee, what was it?
Mentor Milwaukee.
Mentor Milwaukee, okay, we'll pick it up. You held us to the fire to say, ask better questions about why this is happening. We'll take you at your face value on that, and we'll follow up. We'll do our part.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Chief, thanks. Have a great holiday weekend. We hope it's a safe one.
Yes.
Obviously.